Good morning, students. Today, let us learn the 5 ways for adding column into DataFrame. We have learned how to create DataFrame as well as how to select the columns of a DataFrame. In this video, we will learn on how to add a column to DataFrame using the 5 methods. And the 5 methods are indexing, LOC, assign, insert, and concat. Before exploring these methods, let us now have a look at these few lines of codes. Here we have the dictionary name as D with 2 column names, months and days. Now that the dictionary is ready, we are printing them using print function. So here in this line, you can see print D. So we are printing the key value pairs, that means in the form of dictionary. Now that the dictionary is ready, we can convert into DataFrame using DataFrame constructor. Here we are passing a parameter D, which means the dictionary in. So here we have df, which is the name of the dictionary of the data frame. df is the name of our data frame and d is the name of the dictionary. So here we are converting the dictionary into a data frame. My dear students, before we learn the 5 ways of adding a column, first you have to know how to create the data frame. So this is a must for you to learn. We know that a data frame is created by using a dictionary, where we can pass a dictionary of list to the data frame constructor. Now let us have a look at each of the 5 ways for adding column to a data frame. We already created a dictionary called D with only months and days. Now you can see the column name months and days. And also we created a data frame called DF using the. So now let us add few columns using different methods. So the first method is using index. Our data frame DF have got 2 columns, months, days. So here you can see and the days for our data frame DF, because that dictionary D is being converted into a data frame. Now let us have a look at the output of this program. Here you can see this is in the form of a dictionary. So here we have the months and the days, which are in the form of a dictionary. Then that dictionary is being converted into a data frame. Now you can see in this next part here, this is a data frame of months and days. You can see here there are 2 columns, months and days. Now if we want to add some more columns, we can do that using the 5 ways, any of the 5 ways to add a new column into a data frame. So I am going to discuss with you each and every way of adding column. So the first way is using index. So now let me write the command for inserting or to add a column. So here we have our data frame name df, then inside square brackets we have to write the column name. So the column name that I want to add now here is the number of students. So the number of students for each month. So let me write the name of the column here. Number of students. Remember, this is the name of the column. Now for that column, we need to assign the values. So here I am assigning the values in the form of a list. So all will be integer values, since I am taking the number of students. So these are the number of students, say for each month. This is just an example. I am assuming any numbers. So you can take any numbers as per the requirements. So after that, I am going to print the data frame. We want to look at the output of our new data frame after adding column. That's why I am going to print the data frame next. Now let us have a look at the output of our program. Let me run this program for you. So here we have the output. Let me increase the screen size. So here you can see after using index, there are 3 columns. First column is months, and then days, and then number of students. So you can see that the number of students is the last column that we add using index. Let me just change these into capital letters for N and S. So now let us run once again the program. Here you can see the output will also change. Here we have the dictionary. It remains the same, okay? So this is the dictionary with months and days. Next, we have data frame with months and days. Now you can see all these months and days here. After that, we use index to add one more column, that is number of students. So here you can see the column number of students is being added in our data frame. Moving forward, let us have a look with the second method to add column, and that is using .loc. LOC gets rows or columns with particular labels from the index. Now to add a third column into a data frame df using .loc, the command is. Now let me write the command for adding column using LOC. So here we have the command whereby df is the name of our data frame, then .loc, which is the method to add columns, a colon which represents all rows, and then we have our column name. So here the column name will be in double quotes because it is a string. Now we have to assign the values for our column. So our value for column will be the name of the section. For example, here I am taking 2 sections, that is section A and one more is section B. So few of the students belong to section A and the rest to section B. So here we have our new column, which is section. So when you run the program, there will be one more column apart from months and days. We have the column section. Now that it is ready, let us print our data frame. So remember that apart from the old or the original columns of our data frame, we have got 2 new columns, number of students and section. So now let us have a look at the output of this program. So let me increase the screen for you. So here you can see that using index, we added one column name as number of students. Apart from the original column months and days, we got one more column which is number of students. This column was added using index. But now let us check at our data frame using LOC. Here you can see the section column is being added. Here we have 4 columns in our data frame whereby section was added using .loc. My dear students, I hope that is clear. Those are the 2 of adding columns. Now let us have a look at the third way of, or the third method of adding columns. That is using assign function. The assign function in Python assigns the new columns to the existing data frame. So here let me just write the name of the method, that is using assigned function. So now let me write the command to add new column using the assign function. Here we have the name of our data frame, which is df. So df.assign. We are using the assign function. And inside this function, we are going to pass a list. But before that, we have to create a list. So we will create inside this function itself. So the name of our list I'm just assigning here is number of boys. Now let me assign the number of boys. Here I am just assigning randomly. So you can take any numbers to assign for the number of boys. So later when we run the program, we should get another column for our data frame, and the name of the column is number of boys. And these are the values for the number of boys for our data frame. Now that we have created the number of boys, that means the new column, using a assign function, let us try to check it by printing the data frame. So here I am printing the data frame df. Then let us check the output. Here is the output. As you can see, we have one more column, that is number of boys for our data frame. Here we are using the assign function, and here you can see number of boys is being added to our data frame. As simple as that. Next, let us have a look at the fourth function for adding column, and this function name is the insert function. The insert function adds a column at the column index position. In our data frame, the first column started from 0, 1, 2, and so on. Using the insert function, we have to specify the location, the column name, and the value. In our example, we have 5 columns and the index are from 0 till 4. Now to add another column, which is the 6th column, that means the index will be 5 because the counting starts from 0. So here the list of girls will be in the 5th index position. The column that we are going to add using insert function is number of girls. Now let us have a look at the output of our program. So here you can see that the number of girls is being added here as the 6th column. That means the index 5. So here you can see there are 6 columns in our data frame. And the name of the column is number of girls. Now let us learn one more function to add columns to data frame. That is using concat function. Concatenation basically attaches the data frames together for simple operations where we need to add rows or columns of same length. Then we can use concat function. Here I am creating 2 lists. First list is girls C and another list is boys C. These are the 2 lists that I am going to concatenate. That means to combine together for our new data frame using concat function. So here our data frame name is df1. Next, we are converting the list of girls C into a data frame. So here it is girls C, like that. After that, I am going to create a new data frame named df2, and it is for the boys, so boys C. So these 2 data frames are storing the list of girls and list of boys respectively. Now let us convert these 2 lists into data frames. So here we have our data frame name df1 storing the list of girls C. The name of the column is girls. So now this data frame 1 will be concatenated with another data frame that we are going to create now. But before that, let us finish this df1 first. So the column girls will store the values girls C, which are from the list. Next, here we are creating df2. df2 will store boys C, and the column name will be boys. So here we have for df1 the column name is girls, whereas in df2 the column name is boys, and it is storing the records of boys from the list boys C. So here we will combine two data frames in order to get one data frame using the concat function. Here the first data frame name is df1, and it is storing the list of girls. As you can see here, we have girls C, that means the list of girls, and girls is the column name of df1. Next is df2. df2 is another data frame storing boys C, that means the list of boys. So here the column name is boys. Now that our data frames are ready, df1 and df2, we can now combine these two data frames using the concat function. Here I am writing the command for combining two data frames using concat function. Our data frame name is df1 and df2, and the access is 1 because we are combining the columns girls and boys as one data frame. Access is equal to 1 represents columns, whereas access equal to 0 represents the rows. Now that our data frame is ready, let us now try to print it. So this is the new data frame whereby two data frames are being combined together. These are few lines of codes for concatenation of two data frames. Here we are printing dfc, which is a data frame being formed by combining two data frames df1 and df2. And this is being done by using the concat function. So concat function is combining df1 and df2, whereby df1 is storing the records for girls, that means the list of girls, whereas df2 is storing the list of boys, which is boys C, and here are the values for boys C. Now let us have a look at the output of our program. So here I am running the program, and the output, as you can see here, for our new data frame using concatenation, we have two columns, girls and boys. My dear students, that's all about adding a new column into a data frame. So in this video, we have learned the 5 ways to add a new column into a data frame. And you can choose any one of these methods when you want to add new column into data frame. So the first one is using index, next is .loc, next is using assign function, next is using insert function, and concat function. You can apply any of these functions to add a new column into a data frame as per your requirements. We will stop here for today, and we will meet again in the next video with another topic. Thank you.